early morning skies over the Arabian Sea trembled with a thunderous roar. Dozens of B-52 Stratofortress bombers, flanked by fighter escorts and refueling aircraft, streaked eastward from Diego Garcia, Qatar, and the Mediterranean. Eyes across the region turned to the skies in disbelief. Iran's military command, watching satellite feeds and radar returns, stared in stunned silence. Something unprecedented was unfolding. The operation, codenamed Storm Crucible, had been planned in total secrecy. Only the highest levels of U.S. Central Command and a handful of allied nations were informed. Intelligence from intercepted communications had revealed that a coalition of Houthi, militants, and foreign operatives were transforming Yemen's Hodeidah airport into a fortified missile base aimed at the Red Sea shipping lanes and, potentially, American allies. At precisely 0400 hours local time, alarms blared across Iranian naval bases along the Strait of Hormuz. Radar signatures, indistinguishable at first, multiplied and solidified into something undeniable. A massive US-led aerial force, unlike anything seen since Operation Desert Storm, was en route and not toward Iran but due south. Iran's Revolutionary Guard commanders scrambled. Could this be a deception? A feint to lure defenses away from the Gulf? Tehran's air defense network stood at full alert. Yet the flight pattern was clear. The bombers were veering away from Iranian airspace. The true target appeared to be deep within war-ravaged Yemen. In Sana'a, Yemeni radar operators working with Houthi forces panicked as the radar screens flooded with signals. Frantic calls to Tehran went unanswered, then were abruptly cut off. Communications blacked out as the first wave of American jammers went operational, blanketing the airwaves in white noise. Then the sky lit up. Missiles from escorting destroyers in the Red Sea howled across the desert, striking SAM sites and radar stations near the airport. In moments, the defenses around Hodeidah Airport collapsed into fireballs. The ground trembled as the first B-52s released their payloads, precision-guided bunker busters, and airfield-penetrating munitions. Inside hardened hangars, crates of Iranian-made missiles and drones erupted in violent infernos. The Houthi command center, recently reinforced with foreign advisors, was obliterated. Within 12 minutes, the runways were cratered, the radar tower was leveled, and the airport transformed into a scarred wasteland of twisted metal and smoke. Back in Tehran, the Supreme National Security Council convened an emergency session. What shocked them wasn't just the scale or speed of the operation, it was the precision. Not a single civilian sector of the city surrounding the airport had been touched. It was a surgical, devastating strike, and it sent a very clear message. The US was no longer just watching. Iran's state media scrambled to control the narrative. Claims of civilian casualties were broadcast, but independent sources, including satellite imagery, revealed otherwise. Meanwhile, regional powers like Saudi Arabia and the UAE expressed quiet approval, having long feared the growing Iranian influence in Yemen. As the last of the bombers turned back to base, their mission complete, the world watched with bated breath. Russia and China condemned the strike. European allies remained cautious, but issued statements backing the right to protect maritime routes. The strike's success had implications far beyond Yemen. It was a demonstration of unflinching resolve. In the aftermath, Iran was left stunned and uncertain. The airstrike shattered months of covert planning, millions of military aid, and strategic footholds. But more than that, it shattered the illusion that US and allied forces were on the defensive. As silence settled over the smoldering ruins of Hodeidah Airport, one truth remained. The game had changed, and Tehran had been caught flat-footed.